Hello, and welcome back to the Consult Dr. Michelle podcast, where our intention is to be a purveyor of hope, love, joy, and gratitude. And I am so excited to get into episode 6, Dispelling Limiting Beliefs. Also, before we begin, don't forget, if you hear something that you like or that really resonates with you, I want you to like and share and subscribe. Now, to delve into this topic, why are we delving into the need to dispel limiting beliefs? Because limiting beliefs can really interfere with a person's ability to fully experience hope, love, joy, and gratitude. This term has been coming up a lot on my social media feed. I follow a lot of coaches, psychologists, thought leaders. And so this phenomenon is one that is not new. However, it is one that I needed to research because the term was quite new to me. I was familiar with the term inferiority complex and low self esteem. And what I am particularly intrigued about with the limiting belief is that the limiting belief would be the root. The limiting belief would be the impetus for a low self esteem. So let's take a look at what research says a limiting belief is. A limiting belief is a deeply ingrained thought or conviction that someone holds about themselves, others, or the world around them, which hinders their personal growth, success, and fulfillment, their joy, their happiness. So this limiting belief is powerful in a bad way because this is something that a person has conviction about. It's deeply woven into their schemata. They believe this. They believe whatever is limiting them. They believe it about themselves. They believe it about the world. They believe it about others. And it's particularly dangerous because it impedes all that they do. It hinders growth, success, joy. And limiting beliefs are negative. They're self sabotaging and they serve as barriers to a person's joy and reaching their full potential. Where do they come from? Well, research says that they could be formed through various means: past experiences, upbringing, cultural influences, societal norms, and even from their own negative self talk. If in their own self talk, they continually feed themselves seeds of negativity, they can develop a limiting belief by their own making. Some common limiting beliefs include self doubt. Self doubt is believing that you're not capable of success, happiness, or love. Another is fear of failure, thinking that the things that you do won't work before you even get started. Another one is imposter syndrome. And this is one that we've talked about on the show before. That is when you feel like a fraud. It's when you accomplish something and you don't have the strength to acknowledge it as your own accomplishment. Also, a fixed mindset. This is something that you believe. You believe that you can't get better. You, you, it's deeply entrenched in you that this is all that you are capable of is where you are and you're stuck. A scarcity mindset. And we've not addressed this on the show, one that I want us to unpack in a subsequent episode. That is feeling there is not enough money, opportunities, love, chances to go around. And then finally, the negative self image, having a poor perception of one's appearance, abilities, which leads to low self esteem. And it's so important when people have embraced a limiting belief to acknowledge it. That's the first step, is to identify the limiting belief. Because until it's identified, it can't be challenged. When a person recognizes that they have a limiting belief, let's say, for instance, it's low self esteem. Well, once they acknowledge that, then they're empowered to take the steps to replace them. And this process isn't easy. It often involves um, self reflection. It may even entail seeking support from others, like a great coach, a great therapist, a counselor. Sometimes it takes a professional to really get to the root and come up with some strategies to overcome. And on the other side, overcoming those limiting beliefs can be transformational and open up a life to more fulfillment and more success, more love, more opportunities. And some of the greatest people that we believe are thought partners, they had something to say about the need to really love who you are and what stems from that. For instance, there's a quote from Buddha that says, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." And Queen Bee said, "Your self worth is determined by you. You don't have to depend on someone telling you who you are." Let's take a look at Ralph Waldo Emerson. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. And isn't that beautiful? To know who you are. There's an anonymous quote, and it says, "You were born to be real, not to be perfect." Some of those limiting beliefs come from mistakes. And I'm here to tell you, you make mistakes. You are not a mistake. If you made a mistake, you are not that mistake. You are a child of God. So, how do we combat this? How do we dispel these limiting beliefs? Again, it involves a deep, deep dive into self awareness, introspection, and a real commitment to personal growth. And here are some steps to help with that. Identify the limiting belief. Pay attention to yourself. Recognize when you encounter self doubt, fear, and negative self talk. Watch yourself. Look at you. What are you telling yourself? What are you believing that you tell yourself? Question the beliefs. If they're negative, question them. There's a scripture that says, "Try the spirit by the spirit." What are you listening to? Why is it valid? Who said you were a loser? What's the source? When I was a child, there used to be a quote, and people would say, consider the source. And that would dispel what you're believing. Also, reframe the negative thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, stop, look at it. Look at it from all angles. For instance, I am a public speaker. Sometimes the speeches go well, sometimes they don't. More than often, they do go well. But wouldn't it be tragic if I had a speaking engagement and it didn't go well, and I just resigned myself to thinking that was not for me? Wouldn't it be more effective to take a look at my content? Did I properly prepare my preparation process? Make adjustments and go forward? That's how you win, being reflective, making the adjustments. Also, when you get these negative thoughts, excuse me, how about you seek out evidence to the contrary? If you're receiving a plethora of negative information, why not intentionally seek out some positive information? Look at the examples where you defy your limiting beliefs, when you succeeded. Also, self-compassion goes a long way. Sometimes we treat other people better than we treat ourselves. So practicing self-compassion can help with dispelling limiting beliefs. Another one is, are we being real? Are we setting realistic goals? Sometimes if we are not moving in bite-sized increments and we're trying to go too far too fast, we have a setback. So what if we acknowledge that and we begin to go in those bite-sized increments? Number 7, surround yourself with positive influence. Spend time with supportive individuals, individuals who have embraced positive belief systems about themselves. Sometimes when we're feeling negative and we have embraced limiting beliefs, check the circle. Who's around you? Do they celebrate you when you do share good news? Do you celebrate them? Are the people around you living fulfilled lives? Are they living a life that you admire? If not, why would you? Number 8, a growth mindset is completely contrary to a fixed mindset. Cultivate the belief that you can grow. There are so many examples of people who were very aged that accomplished great things. It's never too late. Embrace a growth mindset. We are lifelong learners. As long as we wake up, we have an opportunity to learn something new. And one of my favorites is number 9, and that's visualizing success. This can actually help to rewire your brain. Every single morning I get up and have quiet time. That time is spent in prayer and contemplating the things that I want to accomplish that day. More often than not, those tasks get accomplished. And finally, number 10, take action. The most significant step in combating limiting beliefs is taking action. Finally, remember, Overcoming limiting beliefs is a gradual process, and it's okay to have setbacks. Be patient with yourself and continue to practice self compassion as you work towards developing a more positive and empowering image. If you find that certain beliefs are particularly challenging to overcome because they're deeply ingrained or extremely painful, consider seeking guidance from a therapist who specializes in personal development and mindset transformation. As always, I want to encourage you to be the very best version of yourself and go out and experience hope, love, joy, and gratitude. Again, if you heard something that you enjoyed or that you feel like could empower others, please like, share, and subscribe.